All right, welcome everyone. December, how fun. So we did not start these classes at the beginning of the year, but we have been sharing all of this product of the month information from you since May. So for a long time this year, it kind of feels like we're like coming to a close here with this one, and it's a certainly a really fun one to chat about. But we had to do some digging on balsam fir because this is not an oil that doTERRA normally sells. And so, anyway, we're glad that you're here because this is going to be a place for you to learn about this because it's pretty hard to find information other places. So, this is one of the perks for you for ordering 125 PV on your LRP for the 15th of the month. And I'm Melissa. Kristen is also here. She's actually in the States for this class, but
Uh,
unfortunately, it doesn't work for us to be together in person, but we're both here on the same time zone, which is kind of fun for the first time in a while. So I'll let you zoom ahead to this next slide here. I want to hear from you in the chat. I'm going to open mine up. I'm curious. We'll do a little survey with all of you that are on live. I'm curious what your holiday go-to oil is. What have you been diffusing? Have you been diffusing any of these holiday oils? And do you combo any of them up? Do you add anything to it? I'm curious because balsam fir goes amazing with any of these oil blends. So, yes, holiday peace. Kristen's husband's a big holiday peace fan. They diffuse that, I think, year round at times. Sandy's diffusing Yule log. Donna, holiday joy and peace together. I have done that. That's great. Love it. I personally experimented with holiday joy and Yule log this year and really love that. Cassia and Yule log. I love it. Cool. So many fun ideas. All right, I'll let you flip Kristen and get us started.
so if you look at the screen, these are all the free products that you would have received this year if you placed over 125 PV every single month. And I love just like looking at this and even reminding myself. It's like, wow, yeah, I do make some like smart purchasing like choices. And it's really so much more than just getting these free products of the month with doTERRA. When we're spending our money on doTERRA products, we're impacting lives literally all around the globe. Like even some of the oils on here, they're from developing nations. Today we're talking about balsam fir. It's from Canada, and I love that, you know,
Yeah.
being a girl that grew up in South Dakota. It's pretty close to Canada. I'm actually at my parents' farm, and I know what it's like to live a farmer's life. And so I think about the people that are farming these balsam for oils, and it's so cool that we're able to pay a fair wage and support these people's livelihoods, these families. And yeah, whether it's Canada or Haiti, it's really beautiful. And I just think it's really incredible that doTERRA has the loyalty rewards program set up the way it does. Just this last month, I cashed in a ton of my free points. I don't know if anybody else here on the screen, like I'm sure you guys are all likely at the higher end of the percentage back. Tell us if you're at 30% or if you maybe you don't know right now. But if you do know, tell us what percentage back you get on your orders. Um, Because yeah, it's pretty fun to get to go in and cash in those points and get tons of freebies in addition to this product of the month we get every month. So today, like Melissa said, we're going to be talking all about balsam fir. And balsam fir is kind of like a very quintessential Christmas tree smelling oil. It's very much so a pine forest smell. If you've opened your bottle and smelled it, you'll be like, yes, it definitely is. And it's not normally available for sale in doTERRA. A fun fact about balsam fir is they did use it in the Majestic Lore cologne that was sold a few years ago, as well as the Amavi blend. So I know me personally, I still have my little stash of Majestic Lore. I have one unopened bottle of it still, and I'm working my way through another because it's one of my favorite perfume slash colognes that doTERRA came out with. I know it was maybe technically supposed to be for men, but I wear it all the time and I love it. But anyways, balsam fir is a great scent for those of you that love trees, and we're going to talk about some fun DIYs with it as well.
This one's yours, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, sorry. So balsam fir happens to blend well with a lot of different oils, and you can see some ideas here on the screen. I'd encourage you, we'll of course send the recap from this class out via email like we always do. But if you want a quick little screenshot of this on your phone, then you can get creative with your diffuser with your balsam fir. But this is going to be a great one to use throughout the Christmas season and even in January. Because like I said, balsam fir very much so a Christmas tree smell because it's actually one of the most popular Christmas tree varieties that they have out there. And these trees can actually grow more than 80 feet high. I don't think any of us have 80-foot high Christmas trees in our house, but in the pine forest, we would see them being very tall, and they actually live to up to 100 years old. And this essential oil is actually produced using a circular distillation process that reduces waste and actually generates electricity, which is really, really cool. Um, so this is another fun thing. I'd love to hear from those of you on the chat. Like, how many of you guys have an artificial tree versus how
Mhm.
many of you guys have a real Christmas tree at home? Tell us in the chat. I'm an artificial Christmas tree girl. We've always done that, which I mean, it's fun to have a real one, but we'll talk more about that as we go along.
Okay, so we're gonna get to Christmas. Look at all these artificial. Okay, here we go. I'm so glad you're here. I've got the perfect thing, balsam. That's why you guys all got balsam fir because you want to smell a real Christmas tree in your house. So I'm gonna get to a Christmas tree smell in just a minute, but these three are so great and they all use balsam fir. So I wanted you to have them. These are the perfect stocking stuffer gifts or little gifts for neighbors. When you don't really have the funds to like give gifts to everyone, but you kind of want to get something for someone, all you need to do is find some 2-ounce spray bottles, some witch hazel or water, and then these recipes smell so good as like a bathroom spray, a kitchen spray in just your living room. Just have it sitting around for people to just spray. It smells so good. Or right before someone comes over, I want you to take a screenshot of all of these. The Christmas potpourri is probably my favorite, but if you like that peppermint wild orange combo that we've always talked about with customers, then you might like a little balsam fir in there too. So you see those are pretty similar, balsam fir, wild orange, and then either peppermint or cassia, depending on what direction you want to go. I saw that Mariah was combining cassia and what did you say?
You'll
Cassia log. Yeah. So I would bet you're probably got a holy nativity kind of smell going on there. Okay. What else do we got here? Okay, so here's kind of just a summary before we get into some of the details here. Balsam fir, when you think of this oil, I want you to think of cleansing, cleaning, relaxing, soothing, so pain relief, and just an essential oil that is known to be highly fragrant. Sometimes people will ask me, what oil can I smell that like will linger for a while or will like I'll be able to spray it and be able to come back and still smell it later. It's balsam fir. It is so potent. So use this oil in a steam mug, a cough roller, Epsom salt. Like think about coughing, respiratory upset, a lot of stuff that people are dealing with right now, maybe you as well. Get this oil out and add it to what you're already putting together. So it could be because it blends with almost everything. Someone had mentioned rosemary and balsam fir would be an amazing cough, a steam mug. And then using this oil in skincare because of its benefits to healthy moisturized skin, you could add it to unscented lotion. A lot of doTERRA will recommend that this is a great oil for massage because it does have some pain relief properties to it. Getting it in so unscented lotion that way, or even just a few drops in your skin serum or in your moisturizer and see what happens. I think you'll love it. You can use this in combination with citrus oils, like we had mentioned previously, like the wild orange or peppermint, even for a huge uplifting to your mood. A lot of people deal with seasonal sadness because of the way that the world turns over here in the Midwest. It's dark a lot of the days, it's cold. We're not interacting with people in the same way. And so if you need that pick me up. This is an amazing oil to do that. And then finally, please, please, please put this in your countertop spray or your mop bucket. I'm going to give you a floor cleaning recipe here in a bit because it will make your, like, before your family comes over for Christmas, this is what's happening in my house. This whole house is going to be wiped down with balsam fir. It's going to smell so good in here. And no one will know that it was just because I cleaned. I love it. Okay, next, I think is that one still mine or yours? This one's still
Your
mine.
research.
So there is not a lot of research on balsam fir specifically that I can find. But what's interesting is the main chemical constituents of this oil, alpha pinene and beta pinene, are some of the most researched constituents on the planet. So it's not that balsam fir doesn't have any research necessarily, but all the published articles revolve around the top constituents of here. So alpha pinene, we're seeing your screen there, Chris.
Yeah,
Uh,
so sorry. Did I get
Alpha,
things now?
it's looking good from my end.
Okay.
Alpha pinene actually represents about 45% of the chemistry in this little bottle. So half of the chemistry is alpha pinene. So when we start looking into what can alpha and beta pinene do, they're known for reducing pain, for breaking up mucus, gunk in the sinuses. It's an expectorant. Every time you do that, I lose my slide.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
you're not doing that yourself?
I'm just trying to pull up the chat and it keeps like it won't let me see it. Anyways, we'll just keep it this way. I won't mess with it anymore.
No problem.
I don't know
Uh,
what
and I'm just reading the slides. So then I'm like, woohoo, I have no idea what I'm saying.
happened.
So here's a few other things about alpha and beta pinene. There you can see some specific research on the side. There was a research study done in 2015 on the antidepressant-like activity that those constituents have through the pathways of the brain. Very cool. Remember, I told you to use this as a pick-me-up for emotionally, a drop in your hands, add it with a drop of wild orange or tangerine, rosemary, peppermint, copaiba, something like that. And then also researchers tested this for its benefits to cleaning, well, and it could be just benefits to the immune system in general by fighting bacteria and fungi. So they specifically isolated alpha pinene, beta pinene, and found it effective against microbes of MRSA bacteria and candida fungi, which is crazy. This research article said that those constituents killed the fungus in an hour, but closer to 6 hours to affect the bacteria. I'm like, I don't care. I'm into 6 hours too, as long as it takes care of it. So this was done. This was a study in 2012, so quite a while ago. But yeah, the biological activities of these constituents are super cool. Honestly, mostly way over my head. Probably bit off a little more than we could chew, Chris and I, by telling you we're going to do all the research on these oils because it's so intense. But I think that's a great thing, especially like if those little icons mean anything to you at the bottom of the screen. Those are the pictorial elements of alpha and beta pinene, then you should know that the world of essential oils has so much for you to keep digging in and learning, especially if you need that to build your belief in the benefits of these oils. So, so cool.
I think the thing that I'm just consistently reminded of and amazed with is just how incredible nature is. And we all know that like when we spend time outside in nature, that it's really great for us. But when it comes down like to the specifics of how like pine trees can kill MRSA and fungus, I'm like, how incredible is that? I'm just like, especially this time of year, reminded how people are always nervous about germs and being passed around and all this kind of stuff. And I'm always really just like, I just don't want everybody else's toxins in my house. No, like when people are wearing synthetic fragrances and stuff and they're like close to my little kids, I'm like, meh. Anyways, I say that all to say, I love how essential oils bring the power of nature into our homes, and there's all these side benefits. And it just really makes sense when you think about it logically that, like, yeah, it's really great for us to spend time out in a forest with a bunch of pine trees, but to actually know some of the research shows that it's like great for respiratory stuff and great for killing different funguses and MRSA. I'm like, of course it does, because the tree is protecting itself. And by bringing the essential oil in our home through something like a Christmas tree spray is so fun, but then also just like it has all these side benefits. So, anyways, for all of those people on the screen that are on this class or watching the recording that are like me and have an artificial tree, it's so fun to be able to make your own DIY Christmas tree spray. And then before hosting people or when they come over, you can actually just use one of these recipes, spray it all over your tree, and it's going to smell like you have a real tree in your home. It'd be fun to see. I actually need to do this, but a lot of times we're traveling over Christmas. But it'd be fun to see how many people you guys can prank into thinking that you have a real tree because of the smell. These are such fun recipes. So the first one, dashing through the pines, is cypress, balsam fir, and cedar wood, with the predominant smell being the balsam fir. And then the Tannenbaum forest is balsam fir, grapefruit, and frankincense. I'll say I right off the bat know that I'm going to love that second one. I love grapefruit and frankincense with a fir oil. So that would definitely be the one I would pick, but I'm sure both of them are really great. So, anyways, experiment with that. And if you're hosting people, what a fun way to like spruce up a room before people come in.
So I made the first one, Chris. We're gonna give it away today. Haha.
Ooh.
It's amazing. It smells
Okay.
literally just like your face is in a Christmas tree. It's just so exactly how you expect it to smell. So that little bit of cypress, but the one drop of cedar wood's good, good stuff. Okay, so you notice we've got one, two, we've actually got four DIY ideas for you. The idea behind this class was to think, okay, we're really close to Christmas. It's crunch time. What do you have at home that you could maybe whip up for some gifts? But these are gifts you could give all year long too. But fun little DIY gifts. It definitely favors the men in our lives through these next four. But
Because
that
they're
first
the
one
hardest
is
to
kind of
buy
good.
for.
They are hard to buy for. So this is what I give the men in my life all the time. My husband loves this little spray for his car. He actually sprays it all over his dash, and then like that's how he cleans the his car. So it doesn't have to be like a Christmas tree spray. He just loves the smell of it. So he uses that as a car inside cleaning spray. But this men's cologne is what I made for all of the men in my life last year. And if you remember, we had this recipe out in our guacwood class in September, and I'm bringing it back, you all, because look at the first ingredient. If you don't remember, balsam fir. That's what you
Two
have.
freebies, two
That's
freebies to make this gift.
okay. And think about this, Chris. Some of us got frankincense free, so we could use that instead. And some of us got bergamot free last month because of the buy one, get one free week if you spent
Yeah.
150 PV. So doTERRA has literally been setting you up for free cologne, y'all, and you didn't even know it. Balsam fir, bergamot, guaiac wood, and then you just need a little bit of patchouli, clove, and cinnamon. So, so great. Okay. That is your DIY men's cologne. And then we fill it up with vodka. It's great emulsifier for the essential oils. You got to give it a little bit of shaking for the first couple of days to get it to do that officially. But it doesn't smell like vodka later. It smells like cologne. I love it. Next.
So the next DIY that's fun to make is this DIY woodsy beard oil, or it can be a healthy hair growth oil. I literally just made one of these for my husband. I did not add balsam fir, but now I'll need to top it off with some balsam fir. But anyways, this recipe contains balsam fir, cedar, which is also really great for hair. Rosemary is an optional oil in here, but it's great for hair growth specifically. So if you're making this for someone's hair, then you would want to add it versus beard. You it would be more optional. And then you're going to use just a carrier oil like jojoba oil or another one that you have on hand. And then you put it in a small little dropper bottle. They just need a few little drops on their skin and they can apply it on their hair and massage in or on their beard. And obviously ideal before bedtime because it's gonna support hair growth as they sleep. But even with the beard, it's just gonna like nourish the beard and make it look, I don't know. I've never had a
Healthy.
beard. What?
Well, I know everyone has seen beards in society that look really healthy and those that look like they could really use some beard oil. Okay, come on. We've all seen it. So now you understand the purpose of the beard oil, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
All
good.
right, our last one is not maybe something you're like, I wouldn't gift this, but honestly, I'm all about something that you can make and then pair with something else. So sometime, like one year, we gifted my mom a Norwex mop. And how fun would it have been to mix up a floor cleaner and give it with the mop? Or maybe you want some cleaning rags or some like super cute holiday towels with a cleaning spray. This is a really fun thing to gift that's a little bit more practical that you know someone can just go and start using right away. Or just make it for yourself. It's okay. Tea tree balsam fir lemon. It could be just balsam fir. You could add some balsam fir to your On Guard cleaner concentrate if you already are cleaning your floors that way. But you can add that to a big bucket of hot water and mop away. Or if you've got an 8 ounce spray bottle, you can certainly spray countertops and floor. Remember all of those beneficial benefits to the microbes and bacteria. Yes, this is why we're going to clean with it. And I've also been told that it works really great on mildew. So you can be spraying down your showers and tubs and things like that. I have also been, so I have a Norwex mop. So I actually just soak my mop pad in the sink of this water and then mop my floor. But they also, I've heard, make us a Norwex type looking mop with a spray. So it's got like a big bottle on the bottom and then a little
That's what
trigger.
I have.
Actually spray. Is that what you have? It sprays it out
Yeah.
onto the floor. So just remember, you can buy empty containers like that and then fill it with your own mixture like this. And then you've got a super great smelling floor cleaner. Anyway, what do you think? Are those 4 DIYs that you could see yourself making and gifting? I thought they were
So
great. Balsam fir is the winner of all of that. Okay, you're invited. I've already shared this out with a lot of people on my team, but Kristen has a partner, Sandy Joyner, a biz partner. Is she on this call? I guess I didn't check.
I think she is. I saw
Oh,
her.
I didn't see her name. So Sandy and I are teaming up to give you a class that we really only offer every couple of years. Because it kind of requires a lot of research and a lot of learning. And I've taught it before, but I always feel like I have to refresh every year. So I'm in the process of doing that. This is happening tomorrow. Sandy taught some local classes in Texas, and we thought, what about bringing this online so that more people could have access to it? This is tomorrow evening, Thursday, December 19. We're going to be diving into frankincense. I promise you, I can teach you something about frankincense that you did not know before. I don't care how long you've been in doTERRA. There is so much to understand about that essential oil. So we'll spend a lot of time on frankincense since that is the freebie oil this month, but we're also going to cover myrrh, a few other essential oils like cistus, which is in your holiday love oil. It's in your it might even, I think it's in Holiday Joy, it's in Harvest Spice, it's in a lot of those really richy, earthy blends. And then we're going to talk about cedarwood and cassia. Sandy has some great testimonials about that. This is going to be a way for you to really dig into the history of the oils of the Bible and understand and walk away with a greater appreciation for what God has made and created and equipped us with, but also just really practical. I've got lots of recipes to share with you of ways you can start incorporating these oils on a daily basis. So this is a free class. But you do have to pre-register. I only have 100 spots available, and the last time I looked, 61 of them had been claimed. So it's not unlimited. So you want to make sure you go and register. How could let's see if I can get that into the chat here for you. That because you want to register. Maybe Sandy has better access to it than I do. Let's see if I can beat her to it. So I want to give you guys a chance to register. Now you're saying, it is so busy of a week, Melissa. There's no way I can make that happen. Okay, totally understand. Then you just want to register anyways and make sure that you do that before we start tomorrow night, and then you'll be automatically signed up for the recording that will get emailed out after the class takes place. So this is where you'll register to get the link to actually join us live tomorrow night, but also where you can register for the recording.
So, Melissa, just
That's
to
cool.
clarify, more than
Yeah.
100 could register, but then
I don't
live.
know. I assume so, maybe. Is that
Yeah.
your saying
Okay.
again? Okay.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, like, if people are registering but they can't attend, that they're not taking one of the 100 spots. But I'm guessing more than 100 could register,
I don't
and
know
then
that for sure. I hope
you want
so.
to be on time when it starts if you're attending live.
Yeah, be on time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not anticipating that anybody won't be able to get on live that wants to be
Okay.
on.
Okay,
Mhm.
great.
Um, so I have to give away, or I get to give away my Dashing Through the Pines. Dashing Through the
So
Pines.
exciting.
This smells so good. I mean, I know this is somebody's gift, but can we all just donate one more spray? It's just so good. You better make sure I get this in the mail
Yes.
before my husband smells it, or he's going to be cleaning the dashboard of his car, his
I
truck.
love that he does that. That's brilliant.
Like,
So
can you fill
strategic.
this up for me? I was like, that's a room spray. He's like, oh, I've been cleaning the dash of my truck floor with it. Not this specific bottle, but one that I had made. It's just kind of
Yeah,
last year.
yeah.
It's quite funny. Okay, let's see who's all here live. They're gonna get entered to win my giveaway. I see you, Alice. Merry Christmas. Barbara, just got to chat with her. Hello. Hi, Bing. Brittany won a prize last time, I think. Christy wins a prize every time we put her name in a drawing. Hi, Donna. Such a busy season, so I'm so thankful to see you guys all here. Jackie, Ellen, Karen, Mariah. Y'all want my dashing through the pines, don't you? Sandy. All right, here you are. You're all in my list. And we spin. Who does it pick? What stinker? They're gonna pull Christy's name. Oh no, they got Donna's.
Lana.
Christy, you're always so close. Yay, Donna's gonna love my spray. She's into all
So,
things DIY. So I'll make sure that you get that next time I see you. Appreciate you guys for being here.
so as always, we'll leave just like a couple minutes for questions. Does anybody have questions you want to ask about balsam fir or any other of your oils or a last minute gift idea or anything like that?
Mhm.
You have like the queen of DIYs herself on this call. So, if you have that like really tough person to buy for, I feel
Are you
like
talking
I
about
would have a
Donna or
great
me?
idea.
Donna's the queen. That's who we
Oh
call
yeah. Okay. Well,
her.
you have two of the
I'm
queens
her
and
apprentice.
Donna.
I came first, but I passed off the crown.
Does this work for phlegm? Funny that Alice asked this because we've been dealing with all sorts of phlegm and coughing and everything over at our house. And I was just texting with Melissa about it. Is it for you, Alice, or for a child? Or I'll say in general, one of our favorite things to do, and I know Melissa does this at our house as well, is using honey, some raw honey, with 2 drops of lemon. Citrus oils are actually really great at breaking up mucus, but I would just encourage you to do it very consistently. So 2 drops lemon and then 1 drop of cinnamon, or if you absolutely don't have cinnamon, then use On Guard. But doing that, like, what would you say, Melissa, when you're dealing with phlegm, like at least a couple times a day, maybe 3 times if you can?
Yeah, especially if it's causing you to cough. I would say that's mostly a cough go-to for us. But I do think that the benefits of balsam fir from my research in a steam mug to help break up stuck phlegm in your airways would definitely be a great thing. So a steam mug is boiling water that you're putting in a bowl, you're dropping 2 or 3 drops of balsam and then whatever else you want on in it if you do, and then a little towel over your head. The first couple of seconds are really intense, so just be prepared for that. You can do some shallow breathing at first, but eventually you want some really deep breathing in and out through that steam tint. And then after that, especially if you've got stuck congested airways, then you want to go and do a drop of tea tree in a neti pot with some saline solution, and you want to do that up and through the sinuses. So I dealt with this for only 48 hours. Absolute miracle, because normally this stuff lasts so much longer than that. But I think it was because I was doing that twice a day. I was breaking up the mucus with the steam mug, and then I was immediately going in and clearing the sinuses and then wearing the oils on my chest and over my sinuses. Lots of On Guard Plus, Copaiba Plus, Copaiba Plus, Copaiba, On Guard Plus, and Tri soft gels. And man, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it'll come back. It's been a few days now that I've been clear, but I'm really thankful that I had a way to get that out. So Yeah, so in the morning, that's how I would start, Alice. That's how I did it. I don't know what recipe you're asking for. Maybe the steam mug. So you're boiling water, distilled water. It's got to be boiling because that steam is what's taking those essential oils that are sitting on the surface of that water all the way up. You're not congested at all. So the phlegm's in the back of your throat. Okay, so then what Kristen's talking about, you definitely want to get those
I
oils down through your throat.
I also will say in the past when I've been dealing with that lingering phlegm where it's like it's not you're not congested, but it's just like kind of back in your throat. I've actually done some oil pulling where you take coconut oil and you could add the lemon and the On Guard or the lemon and the cinnamon. Um, and then swish it in your mouth for like 20 minutes at the beginning of the day. And that really can help take care of like any lingering infection. And it also helps me just to get up all the rest of that phlegm and get it out. Like I've done it sometimes and I didn't even realize I had phlegm. And after I was done swishing the coconut oil around, I'm like disgusted what comes out. Because it's like it's a really old Ayurvedic way of supporting detox in the body. And phlegm really just is a way for your body to get rid of like lingering stuff in your body, toxins, bacteria, viruses, whatever. It's like getting rid of that. So oil pulling is you take a teaspoon of coconut oil and
Full
then you can use On Guard or frankincense. You could use lemon in it for the anti-mucolytic benefits.
copaiba.
Copaiba.
Make sure that it's full fat coconut oil, though. We're not talking about fractionated coconut oil. We're talking about that full fat, unrefined cooking coconut oil.
Yeah. And I actually we're just talking all the random things. I had a sinus infection a couple weeks ago, and it was so bad that my teeth started hurting. And I'm doing the same thing with oil pulling because one of my teeth is still bothering me since the sinus infection, which I looked it up online, and I guess that can happen sometimes. It's just inflammation still in the tooth from the sinus infection. So
Mm.
oil pulling plus frankincense is what I'm doing to get rid of that like lingering inflammation that's just in my teeth from that sinus infection. So either oil pulling or the honey with the lemon and the On Guard, or you could even do both, if you really want to tackle it and get rid of it ASAP.
If it's a chronic drainage that you just really not going away, it could be something environmental in your home or in your workplace. If you've got artificial fragrances where you work or any kind of fragrance, any kind of packaging. Like we talk about this with my husband. He works in a retail setting, and you wouldn't think that that's a toxic environment, but you think about all the off gassing that
Yeah.
happens from all of these new products, these clothing. Things that are always sitting in his nasal passages. He's always smelling that in. And that can impact you. So, if there's a way to avoid that, otherwise, using that Tri-Ease, those lemon, lavender, peppermint to help eliminate the antihistamine response of your body encountering toxins. A lot of times that's what's causing that chronic drainage. 2 drops of lemon with honey, yes. And if you can add a drop of cinnamon, I would recommend that too. Did you want all that information, Alice? Look at that. You asked one question. Look what happened to us. We exploded. Can you tell we have 20 years of combined essential oil usage? Like we just can't help
You
ourselves.
can't help it.
What else do you want to know? Oh, you guys are the best.
Oh, yeah. We're really looking forward to next year's product of the month classes and even potentially getting creative in some ways to add more value for you guys. If you have any like great ideas, you're always willing to send them over our way. Because like we've told you before on these calls, we want to spoil you guys because you're our best customers. And we just love empowering you so you know all the ways you can use your oils and they don't just sit there. We want you to be able to use them and see all the benefits in your life.
And join us tomorrow night, 7:30. Be there.
See you
Bring your
guys.
body.
Have a great Christmas.
Bye.